We have identified him in additional incidents. In fact, the suspect is still recovering from his injuries. He was on active parole at the time of the incident. His parole has been revoked, so we haven't gotten a signature on the warrant yet for murder, but he is in custody on a parole violation. But right now, based on where our investigation has taken us, we believe he is involved in a number of other incidents, shooting incidents, in fact. He is a person of interest in a shooting incident that took place on this past Monday where 2 people were shot. One was fatal. There was a second incident on a Sunday where 2 people were shot, 9 fatal. We believe he's connected to that incident as well. And again, he's also, we believe, connected to the shooting at the home where the incident took place 2 weeks prior. So he's really connected with about 6 separate incidents when you think about it. So it's or 6 victims. So it's just troubling. He's a very dangerous person, but our investigation does continue.
Was he arrested after that first shooting at that home on Wyoming? Was he arrested?
He was not arrested, and I will tell you candidly, as we began to peel back that investigation, tell you, lackluster. There should have been more follow-up made. I have launched and initiated an internal investigation because I felt more should have been done. I mean, yes, the investigator did send a letter. Yes, there was an attempt to contact a victim, and that's where it stopped. We're not talking about an auto theft. We're talking about shooting into an inhabited dwelling. And so I'm very angry. I'm not even going to use the word trouble, but I have initiated an investigation into this matter, and some people are going to be held accountable.
Detroit Police Sergeant has been suspended and is under an investigation for what he allegedly did not do the night Officer Rasheem McClain was shot and killed.
And the city's top cop says he should have done more. And we're hearing calls that the officers were down.
7 Action News reporter Allie Hoxie is joining us live outside police headquarters in downtown Detroit this morning. And Allie, do we know the identity, the name of that police sergeant yet?
Well, at this time, Police Chief James Craig has not released the name of this police sergeant. That being said, we are told he is placed on paid administrative leave, and Chief Craig says that's going to be up to the Board of Police Commissioners to decide to keep that paid leave in place. Now, Chief Craig says the night Officer Rasheem McClain was shot and killed, this sergeant was supposed to be acting as supervisor. He says Officer McClain called for a supervisor and that this sergeant was assigned. Chief Craig says based on body camera footage, the sergeant made no effort to get to the scene and take control, even after calls on the radio of officer down.
As we did our investigation, we determined allegedly that he did not go to the scene when the shooting incident happened. We are aware, saw a video that supports that he did not go to the scene.
Chief Craig says the sergeant was nearby the scene when there was calls for an officer down. He would not say the reasoning the sergeant gave for taking it to the scene, telling officers, the 2 officers that needed to be taken to the hospital, the 2 officers that were shot, and that the first responding supervisor on scene was Sergeant Suspended, has been working in this role for a year and a half. We also asked Chief Craig about charges against the 28-year-old man police believe is responsible for the. At this time, no charges have been filed. Chief Craig says the man they believe is responsible was on parole at the time, which has now been revoked, something he says he's grateful for, considering the suspects are usually let go within 48-hour period. No charges have been formally filed. Prosecutors have said they are reviewing the warrant and that it could be several days until charges are filed. Reporting live from police headquarters, Allie Hoxie, 7 Action News.
Story: chaos at a Detroit hospital following a triple shooting.
This started on Manor Street, that's near Finkel and Myers. 3 men were shot in a car. It spilled over into Sinai Grace Hospital where people began fighting. Coco McAvoy is live there. Coco, that sparked a massive police presence.
Yes, that's right. Earlier this afternoon, this entire area was filled with police officers. MSP troopers and officers from the Detroit Police Department were out here investigating, and we spoke to witnesses who say it appeared like a riot was going on. An active scene on Detroit's west side after a deadly shooting. Police looking for evidence on Manor Avenue after 3 men were shot. The men were inside of this silver car, now riddled with bullets. Police say a dark-colored SUV pulled up and someone started shooting at them. A 23-year-old man was killed. 2 others were taken to Sinai Grace Hospital in critical and serious conditions. Several shell casings left behind at the scene. Then, a few hours later, a chaotic scene outside of the emergency room at Sinai Grace. Police say family members of the victims arrived to the hospital, and things got a little out of control.
The officers had to escort everybody out.
Maurice Randall witnessed what happened next.
And next thing I know, there's a whole bunch of cops everywhere. It was like a priority.
Multiple police officers monitored the scene outside of the hospital, and the incident is still under investigation. And with the scene that unfolded here at the hospital, police say there were no injuries. Reporting live this evening, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Coco.
2 of the 3 were killed. Family members, 25-year-old Isaiah Thomas Mathis was killed in this shooting.
Isaiah is like that's my whole life. I just know that my brother was sitting in his car and it was a drive-by.
He mean everything to me. I'm just lost. That's all I gotta say. He got one little girl. He just had a little girl. Okay. A few months ago.
In another separate shooting, a postal worker was grazed by a bullet. This happened on Detroit's west side at Coyle and Puritan. We are told he is in stable condition and that he was not the intended target. 2 teens were also hurt in this weekend's gun violence. We are told both are in temporary serious condition. They were shot in the area of 8 Mile and Van Dyke on the city's east side. Police say a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old were sitting in a car when a man driving a silver Dodge Durango drove up and opened fire. If you have any information about any of these shootings, you're asked to call the Detroit Police Department, or you can call Crime Stoppers and remain anonymous. That number is 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
And they are stressing the need to killer off the streets. He's being remembered as a proud father and loving family member who had his entire life ahead of him. 25-year-old Isaiah Thomas Mathis, a new parent with a promising future. But his loved ones say he was sitting in a car near Franklin Manor on Saturday when an unknown shooter pulled up and started opening fire.
Isaiah is like my best friend, you know? That's my whole life.
Grief-stricken, Isaiah's sister Misi tells us police have given them few answers at this point and no one has been arrested. She says the other person shot and killed also in the car with Isaiah was a friend, along with a 3rd victim who survived being shot.
I just know that my brother was sitting in his car and it was a drive-by.
For his mother, there's been no comfort after this loss, and now she wants the person responsible to know they've also impacted a new life.
He got one little girl. He just had a little girl.
Okay.
A few months ago.
Police also have not shared more information about a fight afterwards near the hospital the very same day. For now, answers can't seem to come fast enough.
He mean everything to me. I'm just lost. That's all I gotta say.
The family is raising money for Isaiah's daughter, and they're going to be setting up a GoFundMe page. As soon as that information is available, we'll be sharing that.